There we go. What up, everybody? This is Brown Liquor and Cigar Podcast, and we got Carlos.
Hey, what's up?
And we are welcoming back Tracey.
Hello, hello.
And Skylar.
What's up? What's up?
So, Tracey, we're going to start with you. I mean, and I'm going to ask each of you this blanket question. I'm just going to ask. And so, Tracey, do you believe women are at fault for the way men are today?
Do I believe women are at fault for the way that men are today?
Yes.
Damn, that's
a
deep.
loaded question.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to answer.
It's very deep because there's so many different ways to answer that.
Right? I mean, yeah.
For some things, we have a very strong influence on the way that you all act.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
So I think women nowadays are a lot more sexually explicit and what we called back in the day easy. So it kind of sets the stage for men to be less respectful when it comes to sex. And it causes you all to expect all women to put out quickly and do whatever quickly and easily. And I think that comes from the fact that so many women do that. So I do think not women as a whole, but some women do or are to not really to blame. So I said it's such a loaded question. Not really to blame, but we make it easy. Or they make it easy. No, I'm not part of that club. But they do make it easy for men to just expect less and respect us less.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. What about you, Skylar? Do you think women are at fault for the way men are today?
You know, surprisingly, I completely disagree with Tracey.
Oh,
yeah.
uh-oh.
I was listening what? But I don't think so. I think there's so much at play to why things are the way they are. Just going all the way back, you always see people, especially men, want to say, oh, my grandma stayed with my dad for 50 years. Yeah, but your daddy still could have been trash. Because 50 years ago, women really didn't have the rights that they have now.
Right.
They weren't working jobs like that. They just were able to vote. So you think that they were able to leave your ass for being trifling? No.
Right. Yeah.
No. So I think that also played a role. And also now, with women being more sexual, just because you're sexually explicit doesn't necessarily mean I can disrespect you. So I don't put that on women. I put that on men. I think men are how they are now because men are just men. We ain't shit sometimes. It's like that. I do think that the values might be a little bit different because we still have that men are supposed to provide. So women look at men to bring money and things like that, but ignore the morals of that man with the money. So I think they're a little bit more accepting of, well, I'll put up with you cheating as long as you still buying this, and this, and doing this and that. But I put men at fault for anything that happens to us because, again, we do a lot of stupid shit. Now, no matter how sexual a woman is, I feel like you still have to respect them. Because let's be honest, sex sells. They use sex to sell everything.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Everything is used to sell sex. Or sex uses everything to sell. So it's like we all use it at our convenience. It's only a problem when a woman does it. It's never because rap music, all you hear about.
Yeah, men been
you
doing
selling
it for
drugs
years.
and you smashing. The moment a woman like Meg Thee Stallion or Cardi B come out with a song, the world's on fire. So I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair. Maybe it's because I have all daughters. I want them to be able to do whatever the hell they want to do. And I don't want them to be judged for it. That's their choices. They should be able to make them. And I just think men do what men do because they have the backing of stereotypes to fall on and say, well, it's just boys will be boys. And women don't have that. If you say a woman's going to be a woman, you expect her to have kids and be married and pretty much take whatever shit her dude decides to give her.
Yeah. So that boys will be boys. Is that something that you believe women use to make excuses for the behaviors of their men, or do you think men use that to make up for their behaviors?
Both. if you're in a bad relationship, a woman's gonna say, "Well, it's just men being men."
Yeah.
And when dudes do something stupid, the first thing we gonna say is, man, I'm just, just being me, just being a man.
Yeah.
I'm just being a man, babe. Just what I'm supposed to do." But then it comes with the definition. What's being the man? What's masculine?
Yeah.
What's all those definitions? All those are really left up for interpretation. We don't know exactly what it is. I could ask Los, "Hey man, what's masculinity?" I could ask John, "What's masculinity?" I can ask Tracy, "What's masculinity?" All three of you are going to give me a different answer because nobody really knows.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's more so based on how you treat people. So being masculine for me isn't how much money I'm bringing to the table, what I'm doing for you. It's more so, am I there to be supportive? Am I respectful? Am I honoring you as a woman?
Right.
To me, that's masculinity.
So do you think men are more concerned with the definition of masculinity when it comes from a man or when it comes from a woman? Which one do you think they rate higher?
Oddly enough, man, I think men do a lot of things to impress other men, which is ridiculous to me. Because you can have a woman tell you straight to your face, "This is not what I want from you." And they'll look at you and say, "Okay." But we more so want the respect from another man to say, "Hey, man, you're doing a good job." And I think that's completely backwards. Because if my goal is to attract a woman, I want to know what the woman thinks. I can give a damn what my boy over here is saying. And a lot of times I think men get caught up in that because we look at it as we want other men's respect. I don't know why, but it is.
That's true.
And I think all men go through that stage of wanting to impress their friends, impress whatever father figure they have. But if those people are giving you bullshit definitions as what a man is supposed to be, and you're being made fun of because you're being respectful, or people are looking at you like crazy, like, "Oh man, your wife can't do that," or "She can't post this, she can't talk to you like that." Look at the reason why she's doing the things she's doing. Maybe you fucked up somewhere and she's sick of your ass, and that's why you got cussed out. So I think men just kind of have to, I think we got to do better at getting on the ball and also being supportive of what women want to do, which is if they want to be out there, let them be out there. Because we out there for sure. For one, if we out there, we got to be out there with somebody. So they're not alone in trying to get any. So you got to look at yourself and really think about it. Am I trying to be a man for a woman, or am I trying to prove myself to be a man to another man?
Yeah.
Right. In both of those scenarios, I think masculinity is questionable. That's just my thought.
It's
Trying
always
to prove it
questionable.
to either party. You have to feel confident within yourself and just be 100% authentically you. And that's one thing I respect about you. That's one thing I respect about Carlos, is that you guys own who you are, whether it can be considered masculine, it can be considered feminine, whatever, you own it. So to try to prove it to your friends, that's questionable to me. And then trying to prove it to a woman, that's questionable to me too, because a woman doesn't know what it takes to be a man. So how can she define you? She's defining you based on her father, her ex-boyfriend, some other dude.
Ooh, that's a whole
She's
nother
not
podcast.
even giving you a fair chance.
No, she's giving you what her perception of a man
Right.
is.
Yeah, and that's dangerous. So, okay,
Yes.
cool. So you hold that thought, Skylar. Okay, so Carlos, is it the fault? Are women at fault for how men are today?
Technically, no, but hypothetically, and when you think about the bottom line, I would say yes. The reason why I say that is because we as people, men, women, kids, whoever, cats, dogs, we teach people how to treat us. And it only takes one. So the reason why I feel that some men do some of the things that they do is because there are some women, not all, or maybe not even most, but there are some women that tolerate it. So if you got away with it that one time, then the pattern is, and by men being stereotypically at least natural hunters, if they get it one time, then it's a hunt to find the next woman to settle for less or disrespect herself or do these things. And even though I know everything is sexually explicit now, and like you mentioned, Skylar, like Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, and all them, you know, like I think a lot of people are taking that and trying to apply it to their lives, and being overly sexual and all that, but which is different from being easy, I feel. So if every woman out here was owning her sexuality and wasn't easy, then there wouldn't be, I think, some of the issues that we see. But because there are some that are easy and they're owning their sexuality, then again, like I say, it only takes one. You know, if you have that experience one time, you're going to think, okay, well, she did it, so, you know, why can't this other woman do it?
Okay. So, Scholar, I'm going to ask you this question for starting out first. So, do you think men are confused on how to please a woman?
I would say yes, because every woman's different.
Yep.
So you have to ask. You can't try to blanketly state every woman likes this, or every woman wants a rich man, and that's it. Now, I mean, is it benefits to it? Of course, but there might be women out there that really want someone that's more supportive, more caring, might not bring home as much money as them, but they're supportive. Now, there might be women out there that are just more traditional. We're like, look, I really don't think I should pay no bills. You always see that stupid picture coming around, but if I got to pay 50% of the rent, then I don't need to have no man. Well, damn it, you ain't going to be my woman then. Because for me, if you're going to be with somebody, there is no my 50%, your 50%. We all put 100 into the pot. And that's just what it is. And we use it as we need it. Because at the end of the day, we all live in this house. We all got to eat. We all need the things that we need. It's stupid to say, well, as a man, you got to provide all of that. Because when that happens, when you give a man that type of power over you, that's what you're doing. If you give a man 100% power of money over you, nothing good really comes from that. Because anytime you decide to open your mouth and say, well, hey, I don't want you to do, he's going to say, well, I don't want you to buy them damn bags, but you do it, so I'm going to go out here and do what I need to do.
Right.
Or it's, well, you're always gone. Well, if you don't want me working, that means we need to downgrade. Then it's, I don't know. So you got to pick and choose what you want for your life. And everybody wants something different. So if you want a man that provides all that, you have to understand what comes with the man that provides all that. He's not going to always be there. He's not always going to be up under you. He might have to move around. If he does decide to cheat, he's probably going to expect you to shut up and stay. Because men can cheat and get forgiven. A woman can look at a nigga for 2 seconds and your dude will be like, the fuck is wrong with you? Don't disrespect me like that. And that's what you're going to have to deal with. And I don't think that's fair at all. Because if men cheat and nobody, you're expected. Your homegirls, your mama, everybody. Just stay. It's okay. Men are men. If a woman cheat, flat out tell my dude, yo, you leave that hoe, bro.
So
she dogged you.
So does that behavior fall back on, like where you said a man cheat and the woman just forgive him or move on from it, or if she cheats, he checks her? Is she in control of both of those situations?
Is she in control of her cheating?
But no, like, so if he cheats, I guess she is in control, because if he cheats, she doesn't necessarily have to forgive him. She can leave. She can walk away from it. If she cheats and he checks her, or he looks at a dude and he questions her, she could check him on that too. Don't talk to me that way. I mean, I was just looking at him, whatever.
She could, but usually if your dude talks to you that way, he already knows you ain't going to say shit.
Yeah.
The door is already closed for your opinion. And that's usually what happens when there's no shared responsibilities in your relationship. If he is providing, if you are needing him for your clothing, your housing, your everything, you really can't say, you like a child. And what do we do with children? Hey, don't open your mouth.
Nothing.
Don't say shit. Sit there, be quiet.
I think too that plays into what you said earlier, because I think in the old days, a lot of women, and that's why marriages lasted as long as they did.
Yes.
It lasted maybe like 50 years, but it lasted because the women knew that they were out there cheating and they didn't say anything. And in some regards, it is, I think, like the voting and stuff like you said, and just women's rights. It just wasn't
the
up to date.
opportunities weren't there. They were going to leave and go to what?
But some of them stayed because they knew the material things that they were getting for that situation. So it's like you pick your poison. Yes. Am I going to leave this marriage, or am I going to stay and get all of the financial things I want? And I think, this is just my opinion, I think that a lot of women in the old days, they picked the latter.
But I think in the older and back in the past too, a lot of women had multiple kids. They didn't work, so they couldn't afford to leave him.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, they couldn't. Yeah.
But in today's time, you got women staying with dudes who ain't giving them shit.
But dick.
Yeah, but dick. That's it, and that ain't even no good. That's trash.
Well, damn, I don't know why you.
Why are you saying
Because a lot of women are even complaining about that. They're
Yeah.
saying they not having sex
Mm-hmm.
and they having all of these issues in their relationship, but they're staying in these relationships and they're allowing these guys to treat them like trash.
Well, Tracy, what do you want from a man?
Yeah.
We're all giving our opinion on men. And what's masculinity for you?
And
what's
are
your
you
definition?
confusing dudes?
So
not confusing.
So first thing, I think society, first and foremost, allows both men and women to be lazy and just assume that there's a one-size-fits-all package for men and a one-size-fits-all package for women. Okay, society talks about XYZ. This is what a man's supposed to do. This is a woman's supposed to do. Sit down, shut up, all that. Yeah. So I think people who feed into that get lazy and they don't realize that it really is, like Skylar said, it's personal for each person. So for me, for example, what I would consider masculine would be definitely different from someone else. But I think, I don't know.
So what's masculine?
What's masculine for me? So it depends because every man is not going to be the same. However, overall, I do believe that a man should be respectful. I do believe a man should protect. And those are really my two top things for masculinity. Because, and I do, John, base that on what I've seen from my father, what I've seen from influential men in my life as I've grown up. So I don't really have much else to compare it to. I mean, I've had past relationships when they were definitely not those things. But when it comes to, I guess, providing and taking care of the family, I do agree that it's a collective effort. So nowadays, yes, we do have women who are working more or making more money. And yes, you do have some situations, John, where the woman is banking and the man's doing nothing. But I still believe it is a joint effort. So even if I, as a woman, am bringing in all the money, if we have kids at home, then if I'm bringing in all the money, then you need to be taking care of the kids. I mean, there has to be a collective joint responsibility in that regard. And I do think you do have to adjust what you want based upon what you're bringing in. So for women too, you can't have all this elaborate, glamorous designer stuff if that's not the money that's coming into your house.
That's not your tax bracket, man.
Right.
Like I need
Stay in
you
your
to live
bracket.
within your means. So yeah,
True.
but to answer your question though, masculinity for me is being a protector, being respectful. Now, and being a provider, whether that's financially or not though, is a different thing because it's going to vary. It's going to vary. Mm-hmm. And I think at any given time, even in a situation where the man is the financial provider, that can change at any moment. Yep. Especially in corporate America, because you can lose your job. So
are you turned on by a guy that likes to watch sports?
That doesn't turn me on, no.
Okay.
What about fighting?
Fighting how?
Like if he's like just an aggressive person, like he does like UFC stuff, boxing, like just an aggressive man, like more so of a, like you would kind of feel safe with him. Like if you knew that you had a problem with a dude, he's like, no, I'm gonna go get my dude on you. Would you want that type of dude?
Not necessarily. Now I would want someone willing to protect, but I got to see what your temper is like, because if you have a quick temper and a bad temper, I don't want that. Okay. That's too aggressive.
Now, if that dude try to fight for you and he get world star knocked out, you gonna look at him different?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Because he got beat up protecting
because he was
you.
protecting you.
Whoa. But you ain't never gonna look back at him and say, you talking that shit to me, but that dude knocked your ass.
No, like, you know what, baby? You kind of got knocked the fuck out, but I still love you.
Go get that bag of peas out you up off the street.
No, she'll be, when you say, why were you looking at that dude? She be like, you shut the fuck up or I beat you like that nigga.
You want another beat down?
You Another beat down.
You know you can't fight.
Try me.
So this is really, really good. This is really, really good. So, okay, Scholar, and you're married now, so you probably can't answer this. Well, you can't answer this question honestly right now because you're married.
I can answer honestly. Go for it.
Okay. So, what would you give up for love?
Ooh, what would I give up?
Yes, give up.
The things I know I would not give up, though, it's hard to say what I wouldn't because it depends on what it is that you're asking. The one thing that's non-negotiable is my happiness. If I can't be happy with you, I'm not sacrificing that for you. Now, for love, I will give you my time. To me, time is so precious. Like, I go back and forth on time and feeling guilty for trying to do stuff because it's like when you're married, you have to make sure that you're at 100%. Because your wife and your kids are going to need percentages of you. And for our household, we always do the rule of self comes first. So no, I don't give people those corny answers of who comes first in your family? Me, goddammit. I come first in my family. Because if I'm not good and my wife needs 30% of me, all 5 of my kids each need 10%, that's 80% right there. So if I'm not at 100, I can't give them those percentages. So I need to be able to do my self-care. I need to be able to go to the gym. I need to be able to work out. I need to be able to go do my jujitsu stuff, which is great because that allows me to get my aggression out. So when I come home, I'm feeling good. I feel recharged. So if Britt needs me to go cook dinner, I can cook it, and I'm not like, damn, well, I got to do this. Or if my kids want to play, I'm like, damn, I got to go do this. So I feel like all I can give you is my time. I will give you all the time that you want and the time that you need, because I feel like that's what's needed for your love. Now, I feel like you shouldn't have to sacrifice much for love besides that. Everything else, when you're in love, should be multiplied. It shouldn't be a decrease. If I have to sacrifice something for you to love me, then you don't love me. You love something else. Because if you love me, whatever you have for me should just double. My happiness should double because you're now with me. Everything should double. If something has to be given up, it probably got to be your ass because you're taking something from me.
Yeah. Tracey, what about you? What would you give up for love?
What would I give up for love? I can't think of anything. You know, that is really a tough question because I think we all in life have the ability to create the situation that we want. And with love, there's sacrifice. There's absolutely sacrifice all the time. So I don't know that I could pencil it down to just one thing because I think it depends on what I'm doing at that moment in my life. So I think it's almost like it's situational. Because, I mean, there are things that I'm going to do, but I will sacrifice if it is for the benefit of the relationship, which in essence I would call love. So I don't know. That's hard for me to answer.
Okay. So what wouldn't you give up for a relationship?
So what I wouldn't give up is relationship with my family. Okay, so I have to be able to interact with my family. Now, I can change the amount of interaction for the benefit of the relationship, but I'm not going to completely disconnect myself from my family. I won't do that. And I do think it's important in any relationship for both the man and the woman to have something that they do for entertainment aside from being with that person. Yes. So for me, I have a business.
Say it louder for the people in the back.
Yes. I mean, that's
Carlos looking like somebody wanted me to be every goddamn thing.
I think it's important.
No, that's
well,
true,
for me,
though. That's
I
a
don't
good
want
point.
you up under me all the time. I'm like, yeah, Skylar,
Yeah, we wouldn't work.
We wouldn't work.
So I'm like, hey, where you going?
Like, you still here? Don't you have somewhere to be? So let me call your boy for you. Don't you need to go?
Take your ass to the gym. Go to the gym.
Like, I'd be like, baby, yeah, you got some love handles. I need you to go back to the gym. We could not be together all the time. So yeah, I do think that each person should have their own things that they do away from their mate, but there has to be balance. Everything for me has to be balance.
Okay. So,
But I think that balance is going to vary from relationship to relationship.
Based on the needs of the person in the
Based upon
relationship.
the needs of yeah.
okay, because one other time you were on the podcast, we
Whoops.
talked, and this brought about some conversation. Because you said that you would give up your male friends for a relationship.
I would.
We pulling the receipt. What?
Oh,
I
that was said.
I would because now this would be for marriage and marriage only.
Not for
But
a
what if
relationship.
you're dating someone and they don't want you to have male friends? How do you deal with that?
I don't care. If
Wait
they're my
a
friends,
minute.
I'm going to keep them as friends.
So, okay.
But I will give it up for marriage.
But y'all wouldn't make it to marriage.
No,
Yeah,
see,
yeah.
I'm about to get there. How do you allow a man to change from? Let's say you're dating for 2 years. You say, "Hey, I'm gonna come to the podcast with us three,
Yeah.
3 men, my friends. We chilling, or we might go to happy hour." And he's like, "All right, babe, go." Then the moment he proposes, you say yes. Y'all get married. You say, "Hey,
Flips.
babe, I'm about to go do the podcast, and we're gonna go to happy hour after
Like
this."
do
She
what?
say, "Oh no, you ain't going nowhere."
And my
we ain't
response
doing
to
it.
that initially, so first and foremost, it's all conversation. But my response to that initially, I'm not going to accept a flat out no. What I would accept is, okay, you don't want me going by myself? You come with me. Now, after he comes with me, if he believes that it's not a good environment for me,
If he believes it?
if he believes that it's not a good environment for me and our relationship, then I absolutely would be willing to cut it off
Really?
So you would cut off your friends for a marriage?
for marriage.
And
I
then-
would.
and I would have
Even
to
if
pull
they
you in the
didn't
corner
ask-
next time I
Right.
see you and be like, Tracy, get out.
Blink twice, girl. Blink
But
twice.
see, and that's the thing. I
Take a
don't,
picture with the flashlight.
Click, click, click.
but at the same time, I don't think I would ever. I don't think personally I would ever experience a relationship like that. Honestly,
You don't find that controlling? If somebody wants to give up something that you've been doing?
so that's why I'm like, it's situational.
depends
It
on
really
the-
depends because they might think you're trash, and maybe I don't see that y'all are trash. No, I'm joking.
But what if
So-
they are just
This is so
insecure?
intriguing to me.
Yeah, I know,
man.
right?
I've
Yeah, me
never
too.
heard a woman say,
But
I'm
this
dropping
is the thing.
everybody.
This is the thing. If he were insecure, I would know that, and
Going
we would
into
not
it.
be in a relationship.
But you may
And I've
not know
dated-
it though.
Because
Some
the
people
whole
are
2 years,
slick.
you've been letting you do your thing.
Yeah, Some people, they creeping in on you.
I'm going to throw in a little bit of,
Yeah.
a trash can doesn't get full overnight. It's periods of time.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to throw a little bit of trash out there.
Yeah.
You ignore it. Nobody notices the trash bag until the trash bag is full. And by then, it's too late and shit might be spilling over. Then what you going to do?
And
So-
the funny thing is, he probably would be dropping nuggets during that 2 years
Yes.
of y'all
Yep.
dating
That's
that
why I'm
he's
thinking I would
insecure.
see
But you
it.
may not see it.
Yeah, you
because
might not 'cause
most
you're in it.
women, well, not most women. Some women, when they get in relationships, they get insecurity confused with a guy being interested in them.
Yeah,
So
that's the
Possessiveness.
thing,
he's
though.
out with her, she's out with her friends, and he'll text her and say, "Hey, how's it going? You know I'm with my friends, so you shouldn't be
Yeah, I'm
texting
not
me."
responding.
But you'll sit, but
Oh,
you-
damn. I guess I
Uh-oh.
ain't shit. Because I do that sometimes. And it's been like, if I'm bored.
But I think, but I get what he's saying. But I think it's
but
different
it's
with you.
different
Yeah.
with you guys. But
Yeah.
it's like, so if you're out with your friends, if you're out with, if he knows you're out with your friends and he's texting you out with, because I'm a big person on being present in the moment.
Yeah.
So if I'm out with somebody, don't come calling me and you know I'm out with
Right.
somebody. You
Yeah.
know,
when I
'cause
go
this
out
is
with
where
my
my
friends,
attention is going.
I don't pull my phone out because I'm like the people I want to be with and the people I'm talking
Yeah,
to.
but
are right
if he
here.
was doing it, hey babe, I'm just sitting here, just finished our favorite movie.
Yeah.
watch another. I'll see you when I get home.
Right.
We're thinking about
I
you.
cooked your
Change it
favorite.
next time so we can keep going.
Right.
Can't wait for you to get
Like,
home.
you
They
should
think
try
that's
this
cute.
series.
Yeah,
They
It's
think
not
that's
cute.
cute.
No.
Like, oh, he want me to come home. I gotta go.
Yeah, I got to go. About to give me some D tonight, girl.
I was about to say, yeah, you got that digmatized.
Right.
Girl, he ready
That's
for
what
me
they
to
would
come
say.
home. I put it on him.
Yeah.
Insecure, I think so. Insecure men, I believe, will show that they are insecure early enough.
You think? I know some who haven't.
I mean, I agree. I think
flip
they
when
will,
that
but you may
happens.
not notice it. That's the thing.
I
think
don't know.
they'll show
And
it, but
maybe
you may
I'm
not.
just speaking from personal experience because I've dated insecure men, and now I know. Now I know. I didn't then, but now
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But I
To
think
look out
infatuation blinds you to red flags like that.
It does.
Yeah.
Especially when it's early on. So you won't take that text as he's trying to tell me
it's
to come
cute.
home. Now, that's cute. He's worried about me. No,
Yeah.
he's trying to see when the fuck you coming home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because I know for me, I'm like, okay, but I'll let you know when I'm on the way home.
Now they'll be like, they'll FaceTime you.
Oh, not
no, the FaceTime, that's too
pop
far.
up FaceTime. Yeah,
Right, that's way
crazy.
too far.
FaceTime you.
You didn't answer me. Hey,
And he would be
I
mad
only
at me
see a
because
wall
I would go
behind
find
you.
the
Where
best
you at?
guy in the bar and stand beside him like, hey, baby. Oh, him, I don't know who he is. No. He would just be mad at me.
Okay, so Carlos, what wouldn't you give up? What would you give up for love?
What would I?
Yeah, what would you give up for love?
Off the top of my head, I would say nothing. But
I agree with that.
yeah, I would say nothing because I don't think you should have to give up anything. But, and I don't know if this is warped thinking on my part, but a lot of times how I know I'm in love is when I get to that point to where there is something that I previously had as a non-negotiable, and I'm willing to compromise in some kind of way. Like if I'm willing to compromise on something that I don't like or it's an inconvenience, then it's a good chance this could be love. If I'm willing to compromise a lot, not like maybe one or two things.
Is compromise the disguise for giving up?
Not giving up.
You gave it up. That one thing you said you wouldn't give up for love, you compromised on it. So you bending in some regard.
It's a bend in some regards, I'd say. Yeah.
Okay.
But see, I don't think you have to give up anything or sacrifice anything for love. I think love is inconvenient. We'll put it like that.
Yeah,
love is
yes,
about
the
being
inconvenience.
inconvenienced
Yeah.
by someone else.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't think you have to give up anything. You're just being inconvenienced for that period of time. But then after that is over, you're right back whole again. So I don't think that you have to, because a lot of people describe love as this up and down roller coaster and hard times and bad times. And a lot of times people say, huh?
It's all about balance.
Yeah.
It's a balance.
And it's not like you have to, like everything's always happiness and joyful.
Yeah, no.
Like, no, it's not it. It's never going to be that.
Yeah.
But it's about allowing the inconvenience or accepting the inconvenience, being okay with it. It's not that I'm sacrificing this just so I can be with you, because sacrifice just sounds horrible. Like the word just sounds bad. It just sounds bad.
Right.
It's like the whole when you were married and you have, do you love, honor, and obey? You know, you can't say that now.
Obey what?
Obey what? Hold on. What? So nobody likes that word. So it's
Yeah.
like you have to kind of approach it with, okay, I might be inconvenienced. I might do some things I don't really want to do, but that's only for that period of time. Other than that, like Tracy said, it should be balanced.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be too heavy on one end and somebody else is doing everything, unless they say you did lose your job. So yes, it is unbalanced now, but that means the other person just has to do a little bit more to balance the scales back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think too, what were you going to say, Tracy?
I was just going to say, determining what that balance is really constant communication because things change. I mean, things are fluid. in any
Honest
relationship.
communication.
Yeah.
See,
Open
people
and
think
honest.
communication is just talking. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You have to talk your truth. I think that's a lot of problems with relationships, and what really helped for my marriage was just being honest in what your expectations of are from that person. I expect these things from you, or even knowing how to love somebody is the biggest key. Like for us, that was huge because people want to love you the way they want to be loved.
Right.
Right.
And that's
No,
not how I want it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm big physical touch. Like I said, I'm always going to be the needy Negro. That's me. I need to put that on a t-shirt. That's me. I need that.
Tracy.
And
Yeah.
I'd be like, I need you to be gone 4 of the 7 days of the week. I need
4
not
of the
to
7.
see you.
See? No, I would lose my shit. I would. So you have to love your spouse not how you want it. You have to love somebody how they receive it.
Yeah.
So you can give somebody all the gifts in the world, and you're like, man, I'm giving you everything. That's not what I asked your ass for.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
Yeah. I asked you for this. I need to be able to hold your goddamn hand. That's what I need. That's it's free. I need to be able to hold your hand. When I'm driving, I need to be able to put my leg or my hand on your thigh. That's how I drive.
Oh, yeah, I can't do the sweaty palms.
The hardest thing about my arm injury is I can't drive and put my hand on Britt's thigh. That's how I drive. When she drives, my other hand is there. So it's like, fuck. But that's just for me. But see, it's little things. Like if I hold your hand, we in love, girl. We good.
Yeah.
You can buy me whatever you want to buy me. I don't give a shit. Oh, that's great. Okay.
Yeah.
No, come here and just sit down. But that's hard to accept, and I had to accept that because Britt's completely opposite. I would say she's kind of like Tracy. She's like, okay, I need my space, and I gotta accept that she needs that.
Yeah.
And she's more of a love is her food language and acts of service. So being able to help out and do things, and then top it off with a Snicker bar or something, I'm in there. Yeah. So
like boom, that's
but it's hard to accept, especially in beginning relationships, because you don't know. So you're just doing. You try to give people what you want them to give you, but that's not how it works.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's what you said about knowing, or people that get caught up in how they want to be loved, and that's how they love you. Because like I'm the type of person, like I'm not introverted in the ways of like, oh, I'm scared of interacting with people and nothing like that. Like I like that, but I am introverted in the sense of by me being an only child. I'm used to my one time or my like alone time by myself. And if I don't get that, like then it's not going to be good for whoever I'm with.
So you don't need no needy person.
I mean, it could be needed, to a certain extent, but like, and this is why I say that. And it takes a special kind of person, I think, sometimes to understand that because, like, for me, if I was, at home or whatever by myself right now, I might not turn the TV on. And I just got into collecting records here recently. So I might decide, okay, well, I just want to listen to 3 albums like back to back. Well, she might not like Erykah Badu, and then she'd be like,
crazy if she doesn't.
I agree.
Don't even bring her home.
Why are you listening to that? Or can we watch TV? Oh shit, it's too. I mean,
this ain't gonna work.
So I think that for me, that's one way that I know I'm in love or heading towards love if I'm willing to bend a lot on the alone time.
A little bit of inconvenience.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it. Yeah.
uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, as for me, I'm not giving up anything for love.
Damn.
John, do you want love? Do you want that
I do want love, and
Are you sure?
I'm 100% positive that I'm sure people say that love is unconditional. Not with me, it's conditional.
Whoops.
And
Damn.
the conditions that you have to accept about me is that I'm going to give you authentic me. So whatever I give you, that's me. You either take it or leave it. And I'm good either way. You take it, I'm good.
So are you going to compromise?
I think I'm already a giving and caring person.
What they got to do with your compromising skills,
And
man?
what I mean by that is I'm already accommodating to a lot of things. So there's not a lot for me to compromise on because I'm
that's
going
a no,
to,
John.
No. And that is a no. That is a no. That's why I say love, you have to with
Now
me.
we got to get him the question. He always asking. Now we got to fire him off at him now.
You're right. Love is not unconditional. It's conditional. You have to accept me for who I am, love me for who I am. And if you love me for who I am, let me be who I am, you're going to be a happy you.
That is some goddamn confidence right there, John. John say, if you love me, you're going to get all of me, and that's enough for your ass. Okay?
You're going to take it and you're going to like it.
You're going to like it, and you're going to sit here and be happy.
Look here. Because if I ain't enough for you, you ain't going to be with me. Because I'm not losing no sleep over you trying to go find what you missed and shit. I'm going to help you find it and free your ass up. So that's just the way I am.
Don't let that cage bird free.
So yeah, and the thing with giving up things in relationships, and I say that, but I'm single right now. I'm not in a relationship, and I think we all compromise in relationships, and I think we do all give up things in relationships. Sometimes we don't realize that we're even giving it up until
Oh, that's a good point.
it's gone. You
True.
know,
Yeah.
and we look back and
You
we
like,
be
damn.
like, dang, I used to this.
Do this,
I
yeah.
used to this.
That's a real good point, man.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
true.
very
Yeah, you
good
don't
point.
So I
realize
think we give
in the
up
moment.
things in love, for love, and it's not that person. I think if someone's asking you to give it up, that's a problem. But if you choose to let it go, and not that you're giving it up, but you're letting it go, or you're pausing it for a minute. Maybe you hang out with your homegirls every weekend, and maybe for 3 months you just want to hang out with your dude and not do that. That's cool with it. Just pause it. But you can go back to it, but
Go
don't
back to
cut
it.
your
Yeah.
friends off
Right.
for the relationship. You know, that or love. I think because my thing is I'm kind of with Skylar. Number one in your house, love yourself first.
Yeah.
Because if you can't love
That's true.
yourself first, you can't properly love other people and give people. Because I don't know, I'm all about satisfying myself. People tell me all the time they can't do stuff for me. Because I don't wait for people to do
You do it
anything for
yourself.
me. I do it for myself. I just had a birthday. My family was like, and they know how I am. They was like, oh, then they telling me this 2 weeks before my birthday. They was like, well, we want to take you out to dinner. And I was like, but I'm going to be out of town. It's like, if you know who I am, you know how to
Add
treat
me to the calendar a month in advance.
Exactly. We go through the same
Right.
stuff. No
Not a
lie.
month.
Every year with my sisters, the same stuff. They call me up and I honestly believe them. They say, hey, we want to take you out and all this other kind of stuff. And I be like, well, hey, I got stuff to do. I'm already booked or whatever. And then after my birthday is over, because I spoke with one of my sisters yesterday and she was like, hey, we want to take you out next year. I was like, hey, my birthday is over with. Let's move on. You know, you
Well, you
missed
just
it.
gonna go out to eat then. Just go out to
Right.
But
Take the
but
dinner.
I did tell them, I said, I would love for us to just go, still have lunch, but not in celebration of me.
your
And I'm not punishing them for missing my birthday, celebrating it or whatever. But it's just like, my birthday was one day. Let's move on. I'm over it.
So you're not one of those birthday people like my birthday the whole
Oh,
damn
month.
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 Yeah.
I celebrate the whole month.
There we go.
The whole-
Yeah, I don't. I'm like that day. Now, next year, that'll be a different thing for me. Next year will be a different thing. But this year, it was just another
What's
birthday.
next year? Big-
50.
50.
Oh yeah, you got to go out.
Yes, sir. So that's a
Yeah.
big deal for me
We'll
next
see
year.
what he does. He's
Yeah.
still plans to be like,
Of
oh, I'm doing this if you want to join me.
Hey, and that's gonna be my exact words. I'm doing this.
I already got it planned.
Yeah,
if
right.
you want to
You
go,
wanna hop
cool.
on
If
it.
not, I'm
If-
still
right.
tearing my ass
Right.
over
If
there.
your money's straight and
Right.
you can go, we can go. Cause yeah. So okay, so Carlos, shot of truth. We about to close out here. Shot of truth.
Just love, anything.
Love the way women have ruined men.
Whoops.
Stop.
Whoa.
Stop.
Tracy said it. Tracy said it.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
I said we were not to blame, but we do have a strong influence.
So
Yeah.
those three. What you got for us?
I'll say know what you want and don't be willing to bend on it unless you think it's worth it. And if you do bend on it, then don't punish the person that you're with because you bent on it. Because I think a lot of people do that. They'll
good
say, "Oh,
point.
I changed for you and I did this," and like I didn't ask you to do that. You just,
Right.
you just decided to do that on your own. So yeah, that would be mine. I'll
And
say
half the
that.
shit they give up, they should have already gave it up anyway.
Right.
Thank God you stopped smoking. I hate
Right.
to smoke in my car.
You
Yeah.
messing up your lungs.
Oh God.
Tracy, what you got?
So I'm always big on communication, but no, for real, balance and communication I think are key
Yeah.
in anything and everything, especially relationships. And I still believe there is a certain level of sacrifice, but I call it balance because when you're single, you're the only one that you really have to be concerned about. When you're in a relationship, there's another person that cares and wants to interact with you. So you have to create balance. And to create that balance, you're going to have to communicate because you never have a one size fits all.
Yeah.
Even throughout that relationship, you have to consistently communicate to figure out what the hell that balance is, or else you're going to be always not in balance or imbalance.
Yeah.
True.
Scholar?
That's true.
I would say for relationships, express to your partner how you want to be loved. Because I think that's a big thing that people don't do, especially for men. We'll kind of just take what you give us and, kind of complain about it to ourselves. Well, it's not that big of a deal. Or it goes back to be masculine or feminine. You don't want to bring up your emotions and tell your lady, like, hey, I need this from you. Like, it took me a while to be like, babe, I just need you to kind of touch me a little bit. Like,
Right.
make this work. Because in our minds, it comes off as like a feminine thing. And for me, I just got to the point where I don't give a damn. She know who I am.
Yeah.
She knows what it is. And really just listen to your partner and love them how they want to be loved, not how you want yourself to be loved.
That's good.
Yeah, it is
Well,
good.
for me, for the record, I agree with everything they've said on this podcast.
Whoa, is this a first?
Turn around.
Wow.
What?
But he's still not compromising on shit.
Right.
Oh, shit. I'm not compromising on
John is
nothing.
enough, and you will be happy with it.
Right.
And if I'm not enough, you already know where to go. And you won't be in my house.
Don't let the doorknob hit you where the dog should have bit you.
Well, that is a wrap. Thank you, Tracey, and thank you, Skylar, for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right,
Thank
thank
Peace.
y'all. Peace.